Hello, I'm down at 2695 Stanford Avenue. I'm Caleb with Garvin's. I am in the basement next to the water heater. There is an end-of-line clean-out that is on the stack coming down from the vertical before it hits the ground. I'm in a few feet, and I will go ahead and drop down into the Y. This is we're in the main stack now. And then you see the roots that I cut out. So I'll make sure to flush the system before I leave. I only ran one bathroom, I can run more. So this is my first seeing the pipe. I was told about roots at 55 feet that stopped the camera from the person previous from me. So we'll zero out our distance indicator on the lower left hand side of the screen, and we'll continue on. Now we're in cast iron drain. So that material, you see, kind of looks like a crack, but really what that is that's scaling. That's the mineralization that's built up. So calcium, magnesium in the water. That is not a crack or anything like that. So don't worry about how that flaking looks. That's pretty normal in cast iron. That's fairly old. I do not see evidence of much of any rot on the bottom. That would be our indicator of how good or bad the cast is doing. And the cast is, while it is old and scaled up, looking to be in good shape so far. We do have some built up mineralization on the bottom. So with that scaling and stuff, it's going to have kind of like the texture of gravel. Snaking it with a rotor-rooter, while it does kind of help, it's really hard to push those out. However, that really shouldn't be much to be concerned about. So it looks like right here we are now in clay, and you can see there's a little bit of a divot right here. It's just a transition. So we're into clay now, and it looks like this is where our other drain. There is a second lateral that is on the front side of the house that's leaving above head into the yard, and I'm thinking this is where that's at. We have not knocked the cap off yet to see that. We do have some root intrusion here, and they're cut out pretty well. While those fittings kind of look funny, it looks like they're decent shape. Just a little bit of movement just because of the roots. I have snaked this 3 times previous to this camera with 5/8 cable, 4-inch blades. Was told about 55 feet with a green flag is marked outside close to the sidewalk was the location of our root blockage. You're having some ever so slight separation, what we would call an offset here and there. It still looks to be in fairly decent condition. We do have a lot of scale that's pulled up here. So we'll make sure to flush it out as best as we can with all the water. So around 55 feet is where I was told we had those roots. And I'm not seeing them here, so I must have done a decent job cutting them out. I will probably have to snake this one more time with some more running water to help clear that, but again, scaling is hard to get with a rotor-rooter, though the pitch is in decent shape. And here at our city connection at 78 feet. So our line is clear of roots at this time. A little bit of scaling and stuff that's kind of from the cast that's been pushed out. We'll make sure to try to flush this out as good as we can. However, there are some minor offsets, kind of normal with clay of this age. I do recommend in the future to have cleaning done once a year. And I do recommend an OSR, which is an outside clean out installation, at least on the portion of the drain that is going out the front, if that is feasible. There will be a part 2 to this video, I do believe. I think they want to go ahead and move forward. We'll knock out the cap and camera the line leaving the house from the front to where it meets where I mentioned earlier, where I believe it is joining the existing sewer main, we'll call that. So we'll camera and take a look at the sewer lateral, and that'll be another video. If there's any other questions on this portion or the other portion, feel free to give Garvin Sewer Service a call. If the invoice summary does not answer your question, there will be a text version of this job written out on that invoice summary. Thank you for your time. My name is Caleb.